So today I've come up with a new topic, functions. This shows the relation of one quantity to the other with some correspondence. Next for today, introduction to functions, kinds of functions. In that we will learn one function, many function, onto function, bijection, into function. Then how to check whether my function is bijection or not, that we will learn, and followed by few examples. So functions is nothing but a special kind of relation. Relation is a subset of the Cartesian product of two sets, right? So when we have for every element of A in relation, we have a unique element in B. That time your relation becomes a function. What does that mean? Say for example, I have two sets A, B, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Right? If 1 is related to 5, 2 is related to 6, 3 is related to 7, and 4 is related to 8. All the elements have a unique image. Or it can be the case 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1 is related to 5, 2 is also related to 5, 3 is related to 6, 4 is related to 6. In this case also my 1 has a unique image of 5, 2 has a unique image of 5, 3 has a unique image of 6, 4 has a unique image of 6. This is also function. Now if it is the case like this, my 1 goes to 5 also and 1 goes to 6 also, so it doesn't have a unique image. So then in this case this relation will remain a relation, it won't become a function. So basically what is function? Function is a special kind of relation in which every element has a unique image. Means the value of fx for every x is unique. Function can be defined in two ways. First, function is a set of ordered pairs. Let A and B be two non-empty sets. A relation f from A to B, that is a subset of A cross B, is called a function from A to B if for each A belongs to capital A, there exists B belongs to capital B such that AB belongs to F. Second, if A comma B belongs to F and A comma C both belongs to F, this implies B should be equal to C. Then only it will be a function. Function as a correspondence. This is the second definition. So let A and B be two non-empty sets. Then a function f from set A to B is a rule or method or correspondence which associates elements of set A to elements of set B such that all the elements of A are associated to the elements in set B. An element of set A is associated to a unique element in set B. Now how we represent a function? F A to B, or we can represent A to B F. Both are same. And function can also be said as mapping or map. Some places it is also used as correspondence because it is the correspondence between the elements of two sets, how they are related to each other. So I have defined my function from A to B. So all the elements which belongs to A, say I have small a belongs to capital A, then the element B will be the image of A under F. Is that clear? So what is my B? B, that is small b belongs to B. It will be an image of small a belongs to capital A. And how we can write B as? Now what is my domain? Domain is nothing but all the elements of A. What is my range? Set of images. Set of images of elements of A, right? So means all elements of FA, means set of all FA for all A belongs to capital A. Okay, those will be my images. And what is my codomain? That is your set B. Generally student gets confused between range and codomain, right? Students only the image part. Say for example I have here, right, this is my set A, this is B, this is under F. Okay, so my elements of A, all the elements of A will be my domain. Okay, how many elements are related here from A will be my image. So it means my range will be equal to 6, 7, 8, 9 and 10. Is that clear? This is my range. Okay. If I am talking about codomain, codomain means my set B. All the elements of set B will be my codomain. Okay. And what is domain? Set elements of set A. Now let us start with the topic of operations on functions. What do you mean by operations? Means addition, how we can add both two functions, how we can subtract two functions. We cannot directly add like 2 plus 3, right? There is certain criteria how we can add two functions, right? So say for example, let f d1 to r, okay, domain to r is my first function, and let I have g d2 to r, okay, and I want to define f plus g in this. Okay, for these two functions, if I want to define f plus g, so what it will be? It will be from d1 intersection d2 to r. Okay, because all the elements which are common in d1 and d2, that only will hold for f plus g. You can't take all the elements of f and all the elements of g. So f plus g will be only defined when you are taking the intersection of the domains, means only the common elements to R. So if I am defining f plus g such that d1 intersection d2 to R, and if I take x element in f plus g, then it is associated to fx plus gx. That is, I can write f plus g x equals to fx plus gx. Okay. Now similarly for subtraction, I can write subtraction of the functions. If I am defining subtraction of the functions for these two, so it will be f minus g such that d1 intersection d2 to r, okay, and f minus g x will be equal to fx minus gx. Okay, same way, exactly same way. So now if we are talking about the product of functions, and let f d1 to r and g d2 to r, right? So fg, it will be also defined from d1 intersection d2 to r, okay, and fg x will be equal to fx into gx for all x belongs to d1 intersection d2. Okay, now we'll see the division of the functions. Now let us take the division of the real functions. Okay, so let f d1 to r and g d2 to r, we have two functions, and I want to find f by g, right? So it will be from d1 intersection d2 minus, okay, what we will subtract, for which my this function will be equal to 0. Are you understanding? Because if this is equal to 0, why this will be not defined quantity. So d1 intersection d2 minus all those numbers for which my g will become 0. Okay, so minus x such that gx is equal to 0 to r. Is that clear? So how you are going to define f by g such that d1 intersection d2 minus all those values for which my gx is equal to 0 to r. This way we have to define. See, in our previous addition, subtraction, multiplication, everywhere we have taken d1 intersection d2 to r. In this only the main thing which you have to remember is gx. We have to subtract all those values for which gx is equal to 0. Say for example, you have a function fx is equal to 2x plus 3, right? And our f is defined from r to r, and my g is also from r to r, and gx is equal to x square minus 4, right? So if I am defining the quotient of these two functions f by g, So what it will be? It will be from R. R intersection R will be R minus what elements will come for which gx is equal to 0. So gx equals to 0. It means x square minus 4 equals to 0. For which values it will be 0? For minus 2 and 2. Right? So minus 2 and 2. So this will be my domain in this case. Is that clear? So you have to check for which your gx is getting vanished, and those elements you have to subtract here from your D1 intersection D2. Luckily I have R to R both the places, so I can write R minus this thing. So multiplication of a function by a scalar, right? So if my function is defined from D to R and I want to multiply my function by a scalar, say let alpha be a scalar, okay, with which I want to multiply my function. So it means alpha f x will be, is that clear? So it will be no change in the domain, no change in the range. Only what you have to do, you have to multiply with the function. Okay. Next is reciprocal of a function. Is what? So my function let f d to r is a function. So what will be my reciprocal function? It will be d minus, again same thing which we have done in the question rule, x such that fx is equal to 0. Correct? To r will be my reciprocal function. So it means 1 upon f x will be equal to 1 by fx. Okay. So be very careful if we are dividing a function or we are taking a reciprocal function. So we have to take out all those points where your denominator becomes 0. So now we start with kinds of function. So guys, see one thing. Say for example, I have two sets A and B and they are associated. Here my each element is associated to a different element in B. Here I have two elements are associated to the single element in B, right? Depending upon the association of the elements from A to B or B to A, we have the kinds of function, right? Say for example, if my each element of A associates with a different element in B, then it is a 1-1 function, or we say it injective. Okay, see the next one. In this I have two elements associated with the one element. So in this case this is known as many-one function. Okay, now check one more thing. Whenever we are talking about onto function, it is also known as surjective. What is the meaning of surjective? So whenever we have every element associated from A to B, always every element of B, if they have a pre-image, means every element of B should be associated to A. Then in that case, if all the elements of B are associated to A, then it is known as onto function. In this case, all the elements of B are somehow associated to A. So how I can write? F inverse 5 is equal to 1. Means the pre-image of 5 is 1. Okay. Pre-image of 6 is 2. Pre-image of 7 is 3. Pre-image of 8 is 4. Right. Now if I come here, pre-image of 6 is 1. Pre-image of 7 is 2. Also it can be 3. Pre-image of 8 is 4. Pre-image of 9 is 5. But I don't have the pre-images for 10 and 11. So it means it is not a onto function. If all the elements of set B have a pre-image in A, then it is a onto function, or we call it as a surjective function. Now I'll give you the examples in which how we can check whether our function is injective, surjective or both, or it is many-one function. This is the case, this I have shown you using the arrow diagram just to explain it. First of all, we'll go with the proper definition of the functions. 1-1 function, injection. A function f a to b is said to be 1-1 function or an injection if different elements of a have different images in b. Thus, f a to b is 1-1 implies and implied by a is not equal to b implies fa is not equal to fb for all a comma b belongs to a. Implies and implied by a equals to b implies fa is equal to fb for all a comma b belongs to a. Now I will tell you how to check whether the function is 1-1 or not. Okay. So first of all, what we'll do, step 1, let two arbitrary elements x and y. Second step is put fx is equal to fy. Third, solve and check if with fx is equal to fy implies x is equal to y. If fx is equal to fy implies x is equal to y, then in that case your function becomes 1-1. Okay. Now let us consider one example and check whether the function is 1-1 or not. Okay. F n to n such that fx is equal to x cube. Now I have to check whether this function is 1-1 or not. So let us consider two arbitrary points x and y and check if their images are equal, the elements come equal or not. Okay. So let y be two arbitrary points in n. fxy is equal to fy. What does that imply? X cube equals to y cube, right? X cube minus y cube is equal to 0. Moreover, x minus y, x square plus y square plus xy equal to 0. This value won't be equal to 0, right? Because x and y belongs to natural number. If you substitute any value of x and y, it will never be equal to 0, right? So this implies x minus y is equal to 0. Hence x is equal to y. So what does that imply? I have kept the images equal and I reach to the point when the elements are equal. So hence your function is 1-1. Now let us consider another example. Let us define f R2R such that fx is equal to x square. Again the same thing, I have to check whether my function is 1-1 or not. So what I am going to do, again I will take two arbitrary points. So let us consider x1 and x2 belongs to R. Now for 1-1 what we do, we keep the images equal and check whether the elements become equal or not. So fx1 is equal to fx2. So this implies x1 square is equal to x2 square, right? What does it imply? x1 square minus x2 square is equal to 0. So x1 minus x2 and x1 plus x2 equals to 0. Now we can't write that this can't be equal to 0 because it belongs to real number. This implies x1 is equal to x2 or x1 equals to minus x2. So in this case I have two images for one element x2 as well as minus x2. So hence this function won't be 1-1. Or the other way what you can do is, f minus 2 you find out, right? What is f minus 2? Minus 2 square, which is 4. f2 2 square, which is also 4. So my images are equal but my elements are not equal. So when the images are equal and the elements are not equal, it means the function is not 1-1. Okay. So for 1-1, when you are solving, first of all take two arbitrary points, put the value of fx, keep both the images equal and check whether the elements are coming equal or not. So this is the full procedure how to check whether your function is 1-1 or. Now let us move to the second kind of function. Just now we have covered 1-1 function. Now let us check many one functions. So say for example I have two sets A and B and I have allied a function between them. Okay. So 1, 2, 3, 4. I have here 5 and 7. In this the image of 1, 2 and 4 is 5. Means many elements are going to 1. many one. Is that clear? So such a function is known as many one function, in which many element, more than two elements, or you can say two or more elements go to one element. Is that clear? Many one. So this is nothing but your many one function. Okay, it can be the case like this also, and so on. All the elements are going to this same quantity. This is nothing but my constant function. This is also a many one function. Okay. Now I will give you the proper definition of many one function. A function f a to b is said to be a many one function if two or more elements of set A have the same image in B. Say for example, I have a set A -1, 1, 0, 2, -2. Okay. And I have B set as 1, 4 and 0. Okay. And I have defined my function from A to B. How? Such that fx is equal to x square. So now if I find f minus 1, it will be 1. f1 is also 1. f0 is 0. f2 is 4. f minus 2 is also 4. Right? If I draw the diagram, what I am getting? -1, 1, 0, 2, -2. Right? And here what I am getting? I am getting here 1, 0, 4. So 0 is going to 0, -1 and 1 is going here. So my two elements have the same image in set B. If you write here A and B under the function, same image. Okay. So this is nothing but your many one function. So next kind of function is onto function. So basically what is onto function? Let us consider one example. So I have two sets A and B. Okay. So if every element of B is connected to some element in A, then it is onto function. Say for example, if I have any one element which is not connected to elements of A, then it is a into function. Means what I can say in other words, if every element of B has a pre-image in A, then it is a onto function. Or every element of B has some element in A, then it is a onto function. If a single element is there which does not have a pre-image in A, then it is a into function. Okay. Now let us check the proper definition of this, and then we will learn the algorithm how to check whether my function is onto or not. So definition of onto function is: a function f a to b is said to be an onto function or a surjection if every element of B is the f image of some element of A. That is, if fa is equal to B, or range of f is the codomain of f. Very important. If the range and the codomain of a function become same, then the function is always onto. Into function: a function f a to b is an into function if there exists an element in B having no pre-image in A, then it is a into function. Or you can say when the range is not equal to codomain, that time the function becomes an into function. Now I will tell you the algorithm how you have to check whether your function is onto or not. So let us consider a function a to b, right? So step 1 is consider an arbitrary point. Second is keep fx is equal to y. Say for example, if you have taken x as an arbitrary point, fx is equal to y. Okay, what is step 3? Find the value of x in terms of y. Fourth, you have to check for all y belongs to codomain. If there exists x belongs to domain. If this is true, then function is onto. Okay. If there exists any of the point in the codomain whose preimage does not exist, then it will be a into function. It won't be a onto function. Is that clear? So what we are going to do, first of all, we will consider one arbitrary point. We will keep it equal to y, and then we will find the value of that arbitrary point in terms of y and check for all the values of y in codomain, is there exists a point x in domain? If it happens, then in that case your functions become onto, and otherwise it is a into function. So let us consider one example. Now let us check the surjectivity for this function, or we have to check whether our function is onto or not. Surjectivity means onto. So let f r2 are given by the function fx is equal to x cube plus y for every x belongs to r. So now let fx is equal to y, x cube plus 2 equals to y, x cube is equal to y minus 2, okay, x is equal to y minus 2 raised to the power 1 by 3, right? So I have got this value. Now let me check for all the values of y, do I have any x in the domain R? Yes, obviously, because 1 by 3rd of this, if you substitute any negative value also, for that 1 by 3rd will be there in your domain. Okay, so hence for every y belongs to R in codomain, there exists x belongs to R in domain. For every y, I have a pre-image in domain. So hence f is onto. Is that clear? Now let us take one more example based on surjectivity. So now let us check this example. F z to z given by fx is equal to 3x plus 2 for every x belong to z. What is the meaning of z? Means integers. Okay. So now let us take an arbitrary element in the codomain. Let y be the arbitrary element in codomain. Viewers, please be very careful when we are talking about the arbitrary element for 1-1. When we are solving 1-1, we have to take the arbitrary element in the domain, and when we are solving the surjectivity, we have to take the element in the codomain. Okay, so that's why I have taken the arbitrary element in the codomain, right? So it means fx will be equal to y, 3x plus 2 equals to y. Now what I have to do after this, I have to find the value of x in terms of y. So what it will be, x is equal to y minus 2 by 3. Now let us check whether for every element of y, do I have element in z domain. So let us consider one example, 0. 0 belongs to z in codomain. Now substitute 0 here, minus 2 by 3, which does not belongs to z in domain. So what does that imply? It means this function is not onto, because for 0, I don't have any element in the domain. So hence this is not onto or not surjective, means it is a into function. Now let us consider another kind of function. It is a bijection. So what do you mean by bijection? If your function is 1-1 and onto, whenever your function is injective as well as surjective, it is bijective function. Okay, so if my function follows 1-1 as well as onto, it is a bijection function. Now I will give you the proper definition of bijection. A function f a to b is a bijection if it is 1-1 as well as onto. In other words, a function f a to b is a bijection if it is 1-1, that is fx is equal to fy, implies x is equal to y for all x comma y belongs to a. Onto, that is for all y belongs to b, there exists x belongs to a such that fx is equal to y. So now prove that the function f q to q given by fx is equal to 3x minus 4 for all x belongs to q is bijection. For bijection means we have to check the injectivity and surjectivity of the function. Okay. So now for 1-1, okay, so I am checking first. So let us consider two arbitrary points x1 and x2 in domain Q. Okay, so fx1 equals to fx2. So 3x1 minus 4 is equal to 3x2 minus 4. If you solve, it implies x1 is equal to x2, means I have kept the images equal and I reached x1 is equal to x2. It means f is 1-1 or f is injective. Now I have to check the surjectivity. Let us consider y belongs to q in codomain. I am taking any arbitrary point in codomain as y. Okay, so fx equals to y. It means 3x minus 4 equals to y. X is equal to y plus 4 by 3. So for every y, I have an element in my domain, right? Because q is what? Rational numbers, right? So if you substitute any value here, say for example, if you are substituting 0, 0 plus 4 by 3. So 4 by 3, I have 4 by 3 in my domain. If you substitute any other value, say for example 3. So 7 by 3 again belongs to the rational numbers. So for every element of y, for all y belongs to q in codomain, there exists x belongs to q in domain. Hence f is bijective. Or in this case you can also say that my range becomes equals to codomain. So hence my function is onto. So now let us consider this example. Show that the signum function f r2 are given by fx is equal to -1 for x less than 0, 0 for x is equal to 0 and 1 for x greater than 0 is neither 1 1 nor onto. So neither 1 1 means for every element of A, we will not have different images in B. Say for example, if I am talking about 2, 2 is greater than 0. Right, 2 is greater than 0, so I have image 1. If I take f14, this is also greater than 0, again I have the image as 1, but my 2 is not equal to 14. So images are equal, but the elements are not equal. So whenever we are talking about 1 1, when the images are equal, the elements should also be equal. So hence, so what you can write, since all positive real numbers have same image 1, hence f is many 1 function. Hence it is not 1 1. Also range of f is -1 0 1. So range is not equal to codomain, right? Here my range is -1 0 1 and codomain is R, right? So they are not equal. So what does that imply? F is not onto. So look here. So my function is many 1 function as well as it is not an onto function. So I can say that this my function is not a bijection. Neither it is injective nor it is surjective. So there can be function which is neither 1 1 nor onto, but it will be a function. Okay. So whenever we are talking about bijection, we have to prove 1 1 and onto. So let us consider the next example. Consider the function f 0 to pi by 2 close interval 2r given by fx is equal to sin x and g again close interval 0 to pi by 2 2r given by gx is equal to cos x. Show that f and g are 1 1 but f plus g is not 1 1. Okay, so let us consider two arbitrary points x1 comma x2 belongs to 0 comma pi by 2. I have told you whenever we are talking about 1 1 we have to take the points in the domain. Okay, so I have taken 2 points x1 x2 belongs to 0 comma pi by 2. Now sin x1 is not equal to sin x2 in this range 0 to pi by 2 and cos x1 is also not equal to cos x2. What does that imply? fx1 is not equals to fx2. So now if you check sin 30 degree and sin 60 degree, one is 1 by 2 and other is root 3 by 2. It is not same. So if you consider any value between 0 to pi by 2, never sin x1 will be equal to sin x2. So hence our fx1 won't be equal to fx2 for any x1 not equal to x2. Okay. Same for cos. It won't be true if your x1 is not equal to x2. Okay. Now if you are talking about f plus g, from if you take the intersection you will get 0 comma pi by 2 to r, right? So f plus g x will be equal to sin x plus cos x. We have to check whether this function is 1 1 or not, right? So let me consider f0 sin 0 plus cos 0, which is equal to 1. If I consider f plus g pi by 2, so sin pi by 2 plus cos pi by 2, which is again 1. So now see, my elements are not equal but my images are equal. So what does that imply? That f plus g is not 1 1. When it is not 1 1, what it becomes? It becomes many 1. Many elements are going to a one image. Okay, so hence my f plus g is not 1 1. Now let us consider this example. Show that the function f are to a set x belongs to R where x lies between -1 and 1, defined by fx is equal to x upon 1 plus mod x. X belongs to R is 1 1 onto function, right? So whenever we have mod, we should define the function. Okay, how? So fx is equal to x upon 1 plus x for all x greater or equal to 0 and x upon 1 minus x for x less than 0. Okay, so we will check for both the cases injectivity and surjectivity. Okay, so case 1, when x is greater or equal to 0. Okay, so let us consider two arbitrary points x and y belongs to R. Okay, now fx is equal to fy. So x upon 1 plus x is equal to y upon 1 plus y. So x plus xy is equal to y plus xy. So we got x is equal to y. We took the images equal and we got the elements equal. So it means my function is 1 1 whenever x is greater or equal to 0. Now let us check surjectivity. Okay, in the same case, when x is greater or equal to 0, then fx is equal to x upon 1 plus x belongs to 0 comma 1. So whenever my x belongs to x greater or equal to 0, my fx value will belong to this range. So it means if I consider y element belongs to 0 comma 1, let us check the surjectivity. So let us consider x upon 1 plus x is equal to y. What does that imply? X is equal to y plus xy. What does that imply? X 1 minus y is equal to y. This implies x is equal to y upon 1 minus y, right? So what will be the range in this case? Range will be 0 comma 1. So my codomain is also 0 comma 1. My range is also 0 comma 1. So in this case, my domain and range both becomes equal. So f is surjective in the range 0 comma 1. Now let us check the second case. Let us consider two arbitrary points x1 and x2 belongs to R. So fx1, if I keep equal to fx2, I should get x1 equals to x2. So what does it imply? x1 is equal to x2 So now I kept my images equal and I got the elements equal. It means my function is 1 1. In the second case also. So overall my function is 1 1. Now we'll check the surjectivity. So let y belongs to -1 comma 0. This implies x upon 1 minus x is equal to y. X is equal to y minus xy. x1 plus y is equal to y. And x is equal to y upon 1 plus y. So if I find the range of this part, what will be the range? -1 to 0. Right? So my codomain is -1 to 0 and my range is also -1 to 0. Right? So for every y belongs to the codomain, I have x belonging to the domain. So hence my function is onto. Hence f is 1 1 and onto. So basically whenever you have a mod function, please define the mod function and case wise you prove 1 1 and onto, and then you can compile. Today we learned introduction to functions, kinds of functions, checking of bijection function and examples. That's all. Stay tuned.